This is World of Reggae live and direct here in Brixton with a band that we've been following for quite a while now, Royal Sounds. I want to welcome you to the viewers of worldofreggae.com.
Yes, greetings, thank you for having up, man. Bless up.
Greetings, Rastafari.
Alright, first of all, let's have some introductions. So, you are?
Yes, greetings, my name is Jassy. I'm one half of the musicians in Royal Sounds. You got my other brother, Johnny, he's not here right now, but yes, so yes.
Yes, and I go by the name of Ras Semper, one of the vocalists, alongside Ras Hannibal, who's not here today. I give thanks and praise.
So, I linked up with you probably literally across the road from where we're standing today at a Kabaka Pyramid show about 2 years back, and then we've kind of like maintained the link because I've been following some of your music from the early days, songs with the great Maccabee. You did this great update of Errol Dunkley's A Little Way Different, and we've kind of been really sort of like attracted to your music, not because it's roots music, but it's British roots music as well. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, because we're just trying to put our twist on the roots music, really. Cause like we've been brought up amongst loads of roots reggae, like our father, like me and my brother Ras Kabu, so he played loads of roots and it's just push it down to us, so we're just a 2018 twist on roots, really. So yeah.
So, you know, the way I see things is that in these modern times, there's not many young people in the UK that seem to be gravitating towards roots music. How did you four come together to make such high quality roots music?
Well, I would say that because obviously as young youths as well, we have to maintain that like in the reggae, because the elders them left it for us, you understand, and paved the way for us to come through as youngsters now to bring the reggae. And if it weren't for reggae, like I don't know what I would have been doing, like changed my life still. So, and the youths them, they don't gravitate to roots reggae because they gravitate to more the slackness side of things, and that's what we try to come and show them as young youths. We don't have to go down that road, you know, we don't have to choose that. We can always, it's a different option, a more righteous option.
So Ras Semper, I know that you're based down here in South London. Jassy, you're based up in North London as well. So how did you all come together to form Royal Sounds?
Well, it's just through the powers, really, because we're all from different places and stuff, different backgrounds. So basically me and my brother Johnny, like we formed the band in 2012, and then our cousin Hannibal used to be a rapper, so we just made music together and then we started making reggae. So then we linked Ras Semper for a show in Hootenanny, Brixton. So yeah, and then yeah, that was about 2013, so since then like, it was just meant to be, so we just continued to do the works, really.
Now, I know that your father obviously is in that great band, the Royal Rasses.
Yeah.
Is that where the inspiration for Royal Sounds as a band came from, or is it completely different?
Yeah, completely different, because my brother Johnny, he was going to call the band Royal Sounds of Life, and then my father, we showed him the name, he was like, nah, that's too long, just shorten it to Royal Sounds. But then only a few years later we realised the connection between Royal Sounds and Royal Rasses, really.
Yeah.
What if yeah. No, I would say, you see, if you think about it as well, because Royal Rasses, obviously they've been there and they've set the way, and as Jassy said, his father Ras Alakabu, who was was the lead guitarist in that band, and when Jassy plays, you're hearing his father, you understand? So it's like when you listen to Royal Rasses music and you listen to Royal Sounds music, you're gonna hear little elements, but influence is there because you understand, but it's different in a sense where it's more newer school for more the younger generation, but also keep the older generation in mind, you know.
I mean, it must be quite hard, obviously, you know, for you as young musicians, trying to probably live up to the expectations of, I mean, you know, in anyone's life, whenever you're trying to do anything, whether it's music or anything else, you've always got that high expectation from your family. But obviously, if your father's obviously musically inclined as well, there must be some quite serious pressure. And is there times when you put something together, he listens to it and he's like, no, you got to do it this way and things?
Yeah, many times, like we have to get his approval for everything. So we come with a first version of a track, and then they just like, nah, it's not cutting it. It's not touching him. So we just have to go right back to the drawing board. Yeah. So yeah, it's true. Like everything has to get his approval, but we know once it does get his approval, then it's ready for the road, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been obviously hearing quite a few singles over the last few years, and I know that you as a band have been sort of working together for probably 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah.
How does the songwriting process work for you four?
Well, I would say me and Hannibal do most of the writing when it comes to the lyrics side of things. I would write my lyrics, he would write his lyrics, and we'll come together and we'll just do the song. And sometimes we don't even write the music, it just, we're in the studio holding the vibes, and I might catch a chorus and Hannibal have a verse, and then we just work from it like that, like Vampire Slayer. We didn't even write it. We just went to the studio. We had the idea and the melody. Went there and we just did it one time, you know, one take.
Now, this debut album, Burning Inspiration, it was released last October on Sugar Shack Records. What sort of time process was that album put together under?
So that basically from the start of our musical journey until now. So some of the tracks were from years ago, but we just went to Jamaica and retouched them up. But that was a long process from the beginning, so it's just showing our progress up until now, basically. So yeah.
I would say it was kind of a long process, but also we had to let it rest and let it resonate with us, because we wouldn't have released it if we didn't feel that it was resonating with us at all, because that's something with reggae. We had songs that was there and we took it off and added different songs. So we had old songs and new songs. So half of the album we did in Jamaica and half here. So it was just nice just working together and doing that. And obviously we have a lot more material that's out there, well, that we're looking to put out there soon, and it's only a matter of time, you know?
I mean, recording in Jamaica for your debut album, it probably doesn't get any better than that, does it? Come on, because at the end of the day, when I've been to Jamaica, you know, you get a completely different sort of vibe or inspiration when you go into some of the studios. I think you did some work at Anchor as well, right?
Yeah,
so, I mean, working in a studio like Anchor Records, that must be like a dream come true.
Yeah, definitely. Like to go to Jamaica, where the birthplace of reggae music, it just felt right. So everything was just flowing naturally. We went to Anchor Studios. We didn't plan nothing, but we just knew that something great was gonna come out. So just the inspiration from Jamaica was very high, man.
I would have to go back, because just being there, and a lot of different musicians passed through, you know, Lukey D passed through, a lot of different musicians that we saw. Mad Professor was down there, and obviously Mad Professor's not too far from where we are now. And we're all the way to Jamaica and see him at Anchor Studio. It was nice, and obviously for him to see us and say, yeah man, that means that we're doing works. And obviously as the elders them done paved the way for us, we just have to maintain that and just keep it going.
I mean, looking at the album track listing, are there any particular songs that really sort of like resonate with the works that you did in Jamaica? Any song that, you know, has a real special meaning?
Yeah, for me, one of my personal favourites, Message Music. So that was a track we didn't plan anything from scratch, the music or anything. We just went in, the vibe just came to us. So that one there stands out to me.
I know. Well, you know, every track for me personally, like they all have different meanings. And when I wrote one of them, I would say Manifest. Yeah, you can do anything. That was one of the tracks that when I wrote that, I think I was walking through a park or through some woods, and it just came to my head, because true people was doing things and they're not really realized into themselves that, you know, if you put your mind to something, you can do it. And people going through depression, people going through you know, mental illnesses, and when we realized in our minds that, yo, we can do anything, we just make it work.
That's very, very true. And on that song, there's some really nice female harmonies. Who's responsible for that? Because that's kind of been like, it's been in my head that it's something I need to ask you.
So on that particular track, Alicia Scott, so yeah, big up.
Bristol.
She just released her EP as well. Yeah, she's great. So but John, he does all the arrangements. That's my brother. He does all the backing vocal arrangements. So yeah, she's done a great job with the whole album, man. Alicia Scott, great, man.
And she had a couple of tracks on it.
Yeah, because I think when I was listening to that song, you know, it's like, for some reason, the harmonies on that song, it really kind of like stuck in my head. I think it started off kind of sort of almost like semi-acoustically, that song, and I was like, yeah, I need to find out. Yeah. Message Music that you just touched on a moment ago, that has a really kind of like catchy kind of rhythm track to it, but at the same time there's a very serious message within it. It's almost, you know, asking people to like take a look in the mirror, look at yourself, you know, before you start to judge other people. Is that the intention?
Yeah, well, it's just saying the messages within the music, and that basically the message is of goodness, and it doesn't cheesy, like, because you get drawn to the music, because you might not like reggae music, but then you find yourself listening to the music, but when you check the lyrics, what it's really saying, something very deep and powerful, really. So it's just drawing you in like a good energy, really. Yeah. So yeah, the message music, like, it doesn't cheesy, like, you just, yeah, you gravitate towards it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and the message music, like when me and Hannibal wrote that, in mind, like, we wanted to show people that, because there's a stereotype, especially when people say Rasta is a stereotype, and not actually listening to the music, you know. And when we listen to the lyrics, then we're talking serious life, things that are happening now, you know.
I mean, you know, at the moment here in the UK, and especially in London, I know that there's been quite a lot in the news about, you know, the crime rates in London and things as well. Now, as youths, how do you feel about that? Because it's not something that's new, it's been going on and on and on.
Well, it's very upsetting, because it's all of our people that are going down the wrong way, but that's why we're trying to do our little thing that we can do, that's pushing out the good message music, try and influence the youths, let them know that you can obviously not be like us, but you can do something good like us, really.
And the rest of the album now, you know, I'm thinking of things like Natty in London and the song Love as well. I mean, there's so many different sort of like themes on the album. Did you have more songs that you actually had to select and like shorten it down to get the album track listing? And how hard a process was that?
Well, it was a hard process, I would say, because it's 4 of us and we all need to come together and we have to make decisions together. And I might think, you know what, this tune, I don't feel this tune should be on it, and Jesse might think, yeah, I think we should. But then we just had to make sure that we had the tracks there that we could pick and choose and decide, because what it means, burning inspiration is also, we want to talk people saying fire, and during the time when we released it, there was a lot of stuff going on with Glenfell Tower and stuff, so we had to kind of change certain things not to make it seem too, you know, because but we have to try and show people that fire is for purification. Like if you listen to the first track on the album, Fire, it's talking that, you know, it's not just, fire is not just for burning things, it's for purifying the soul and purifying people around you, you know.
And the idea behind putting it out on vinyl, because I know that, you know, in the last few, I mean, vinyl's always been the big thing in reggae music, of course, but a lot of people keep saying it's coming back. How important was it for Royal Sounds to put that album out on vinyl?
Yeah, it's extremely important, because the sound is very royal, so we need it to sound as great as possible. Yeah, right. So, you know, everything sounds better on vinyl, so we just had to just put it on vinyl. So big up Sugar Shack for that. Great, man.
And you also had like an album launch down at Lion Vibes, which is only a stone's throw from where we are at the moment as well. How well has the album been received by people when you've been touring over the last few months?
Yeah, the reception is very great, like very positive response. So everywhere we go, like all Holland, everywhere, they love the album, and then yeah, we get a good response. For our first album, we're very proud of what we've done, really.
We're proud because, you know, it took a little while, let's say two and a half years to come together, but when we finally dropped it, and like it's not a year yet.
Yeah, nearly 6 months.
Yeah, but if we think about it, you know, like, it's been playing in all over Europe. It's been playing, and people message us, and then we can see what's going on. And obviously Sugar Shack Records, they tell us where else is being played on the radio and elsewhere. Car, it's the link is strong. We have to keep it going, you know, burning inspiration.
I mean, in my eyes, it seems like there's still quite a lot more work that can be done with that album itself. I'm guessing that obviously, I know that we've got tour dates coming in for the summer months as well. So we were talking earlier, and I know that you're going to be down at places like Boomtown in the UK in August. And what else do you have lined up in terms of touring over the summer months?
We got Roll to Tom in Spain. That's going to be our first time appearing in Spain ever, so it's a very big thing for us.
We'll come in Spain.
Yeah.
Before our wedding. Yeah. We have either from Boomtown, we're going Reggae Gill. Okay. That's in August. Yeah. So I'll probably see you if you're going. I know World Reggae is going to be there. Where else we have? We have nothing, but we're ready to announce them. But obviously, if people follow us on the Facebook and, you know, on the YouTube and stuff like that, they would then keep up to date with our movements. But yeah, man, it's great.
So at the moment now, one other thing that we've just recently heard about is a new project in combination with Larger Than Life Records. So it kind of seems like, you know, the name Royal Sounds, the brand is kind of getting out there, and it seems like you're working on quite a few things outside of Burning Inspiration. Yeah. Talk to the people about this new project.
Yeah, so Larger Than Life from the US, they approached us, they just loved the sound same way, and then they were looking for some instrumentals, and they released a project called Hold On To Your Roots, so that features Anthony B, Turbulence, King Mass, and some other, Cali P, some great artists. So yeah, he approached us, and then we just always love to work with good singers, really, and they all did a great job on their tracks, really. And then the project's out now on iTunes, so you can get it everywhere. Yeah,
Larger Than Life.
Larger, big up.
Now, when it comes to actually building the rhythms, how does this work now? So I know that obviously you're very talented musicians within yourselves, but there must be some other people that have contributed on this album as well.
Yeah. So I play the drums and the guitar on the album, and then my brother Ajani, he plays the bass and keyboards. But then we have, like, for example, Message Music, Patrick Matic, he played the horns, like a great legendary, played with Aswad, the UB40, etc. So yeah, he played horns. We have Alicia Scott on backing vocals. We have our cousin Paul Wrongmove from Jamaica playing keyboards.
Okay.
Who else? Patrick, got Ray Carlos, another great saxophone player. Who else?
Yeah, father.
Yeah, can't forget Russell. Yeah, he played the guitar solo in Vampire Slayer. And yeah. And so everybody, there's a lot. You have to play on it. We're just thankful to them, definitely, man. Thankful.
And of the tracks that were recorded here in the UK, what studios did you work out of, or was it like a variety of different studios you were based in? Yeah,
because we're looking for our own studio space at the moment, so we have to go and hire different places. So we worked at Old Paradise, where we recorded Vampire, that's in South London, the Ark in East London, and then we worked from our home studio as well, because we have a little setup there. So, and then so that was it really, and then back and forth between England and Jamaica. So yeah.
Outside of Anchor Records in Jamaica, were there any other studios that you worked at, or was it just mainly being based at Anchor?
It was mainly Anchor that we was in. I think our stay wasn't long enough. You understand? If we stayed for the whole month, you know, we had to reach back and do certain things. But if we stayed for the whole month, we would have definitely. But obviously, the next time we go there, we have to make it. Yeah, we have to go tough gun. We have to go and make the links and build. Obviously, Royal Sounds, we're out for the people, especially the youths of today in London and worldwide. You know, you understand? When I say world of reggae, so we have to make sure that we keep it, you know, spiritual.
I mean, one thing that I always find is that whenever you go to a studio in Jamaica, you might go to link up with a certain artist or musician. You're guaranteed that you're going to bump into other musicians and things, because I know that people like, you know, the great Sly and Robbie, they do a lot of work out of Anchor as well. Were there any sort of like chance meetings that you had whilst you're out there that stay in your mind?
Whilst we was doing the first session at Anchor, we saw the legendary U-Roy, because he was in the studio doing some work with Mad Professor, so we just all linked up, and it was just one great link up. We saw Lucky D, great singer. We saw him, he came into our session, he liked some of the rhythms as well. So yeah, he was, so I don't think we got to meet Gussie Clark, but yeah, that was about it. But yeah, always in Jamaica, the musicianship is so great, man. Definitely, it's great.
And I know that in recent years there's been this really big thing about, you know, reggae music and reggae revival, which I personally don't agree with, because I always think that reggae music's always been there from day one, or 1968 to be, you know, exact. What did you guys think of the scene in Jamaica as far as roots music is concerned? Because, you know, when you listen to the radio in Jamaica, all you sort of kind of hear is dancehall music. But, you know, the last few years, we've had places like Kingston Dub Club, Vinyl Thursdays and things. So what did you make of that scene?
Well, to be honest, I was happy to just know, like, you know, seeing the movement there. You understand? Chronics and John Line, Protege, and all of the artists them who link up and keep the reggae music alive, and that's doing it proper. Cause it's easy for someone to, like the youth them want to be like Cartel, or they want to make music like this. Obviously we big them up, you know, because at the same time they're good musicians. Like Cartel is a very good lyricist, but when we talk about bringing message music to the people, them music with meaning for them to help them through their life, I would say I love that movement, and obviously it's growing. I would say reggae's always been there. It's not like reggae's down, you know. It's there, but I mean it's growing in a sense where the youths them like us are more recognizing it more. You understand? And yeah, we love dance, so we love to listen to a little. You understand? But at the same time, righteousness, you know, roots.
Is there anyone that you'd like to try and collaborate with for a future project? You know, there must be some artists that you might have in your sort of like radar that you'd like to try and collaborate with.
Well, just anybody who's singing the great vocals and singing the great positive messages. But like a dream artist, someone like Lauryn Hill for me. Like, but yeah, anybody currently is doing anything great, really.
I would say I always wanted to make tunes with Jan 9 still, I'm not gonna lie. That's one of my artists them who I love the words that she uses in her songs and just how she articulates herself, you know. She proper goes for it and tell people them you can paint a picture, you listen to it and like you have a picture in your mind. And any other artist, you know, once you're conscious and you know, once you know yourself and you're down to do this reggae, then we're just happy to just collaborate and work forward, you know, for the world of reggae.
So moving forwards now, I know that obviously we've got quite a few tours in the pipeline. So we mentioned things like the Reggae Geel, Boomtown. I know there's other dates coming in. What else can the World of Reggae family look forward to music-wise? Is there anything that we're working on that you can share with the viewers?
Yeah, we've got some new music videos coming, so you can subscribe to our own channel, Royal Sounds. Yeah, we've got a tour. We recently linked up with Rocker's agency, and then yeah, so we're going to be touring Europe officially for the first time in sometime later this year. Really.
Well, I would say also, other from that, as Jassy said, we've got a Love video coming out. That's off of the album Love. That's what we want to share with the people, because right now this is what the youths them need, you know. Everywhere worldwide they need this message and they need love. I understand, and love is gonna save the day. And if people think that hate's gonna save the day, then I don't know what they're dealing with. But I know say love always. So that's what we want to say. Keep it love and keep it spiritual and just know your roots, you know.
So it seems like there's quite a few things to look forward to from the Royal Sounds. Just give the viewers a link to your social media channels as well.
Everything, the Royal Sounds, just yeah, Royal Sounds, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, the Royal Sounds. Just stay connected, man.
Okay, a closing message for the people that are listening, not only to the Royal Sounds but other just good quality roots music.
Yeah. Just thank you for supporting us and listening to the album, everything. Keep it positive and keep it real, keep it royal.
And give thanks and say to the youths them, know yourself, you know, wake up in the morning, meditate, you understand, know the Almighty and just vibe with good spirits, you understand? And thank you for the love for the album, we appreciate it. Thank you for World of Reggae for linking up and just, you know, allowing us to spread our message. Rastafari.
Nice.